In a world where good stealth-oriented games are scarce, we should be thankful for the Sniper Elite franchise. Few games give you the satisfaction of landing a headshot at 500 meters away while hiding the gunshot with the sound of lightning. Or if you're not into shooting, which is a bit ironic given the franchise's focus on sniping, there are also some engaging stealth mechanics that mirror those of the good old days of Splinter Cell. Naturally, I was excited about Sniper Elite Resistance. I mean, another opportunity to shoot at Nazis' testicles in slow motion? Yeah, count me in. While I enjoyed Resistance a lot, it's basically a game that brings the same mechanics from its predecessor, and with that in mind, it felt quite rough at some times. This time we have a new campaign in Occupied France which is the same setting as that of the 5th installment. However, this time we play as Harry Hawker, who was formerly known as Player 2 Avatar. If you didn't play any Sniper Elite games before, Harry Hawker was basically a player avatar, so it is nice to finally see him as a protagonist. I will say that for a game that focuses mostly on its gameplay, the story was surprisingly good. I will not say the story is memorable or even groundbreaking, but it is quite interesting how the game handles the intrigue and the mystery as Harry tries to dismantle a new super weapon. It all begins with a few sabotage missions and then it starts ramping up into more secrets and people you have to kill, all just to stop this thing that I will not spoil, but is a weapon that could change the war forever. But let's face it, a lot of people are not here because of the story. Most of us are only here because we want that sweet gameplay that again lets you land some headshots in a slow motion in very epic and gory ways. And in that sense, Sniper Elite Resistance delivers perfectly. As I mentioned before, there aren't many changes in the gameplay aspect. You still have the same gun mechanics, the same headshot features, everything is exactly the same, even the skill tree, nothing changed from its predecessor. Thankfully, the maps are what are new, and these are some of the best that I have seen in the whole series. One complaint that I had with Sniper Elite 5 was that some of the maps were amazing, but they felt extremely long. There were a lot of cases where I would just walk for minutes without any enemy in sight or nothing to do. However, Sniper Elite Resistance has an excellent map design because everything feels packed. Even at a first glance, a few maps might seem small, but then you realize that some of them have a lot of verticality and many places to explore and discover. And of course, for people who love finding collectibles, there are a lot of them this time around. Speaking of which, some collectibles even unlock new missions which are called propaganda missions. These missions have different objectives and some focus on maybe eliminating enemies as fast as possible, others are some like sniper challenges, and they are fun, but again, I prefer the campaign way more. Still, it is nice that the game offers different options for people who don't enjoy the Invasions mode. I didn't play a lot of the Invasions mode during my review time, but as always they are amazing and one of the game's best features. Sadly, there were a few issues that really frustrated me while I was playing the campaign and even other game modes. For example, in some maps a few enemies would disappear, even a tank became invisible when I was trying to destroy it, and in certain cases Harry would get stuck while climbing on stairs. Most of these issues disappeared as soon as I reloaded the save, but it was very disappointing to see how a game that basically copies everything from Sniper Elite 5 had these issues. Thankfully, these issues were scarce, so they never ruined my experience. Overall, Sniper Elite Resistance is a great addition to the series, thanks to its map complexity, intriguing campaign, and in-depth customization with high replayability value. It may not be the smoothest ride at first, but it will be something that will keep us busy while we wait for Sniper Elite 6. The formula is still quite good, and as long as I can keep pulling some crazy headshots from a distance, that's more than enough for me. For that reason, we score Sniper Elite Resistance with an 8. If you want to watch more reviews, remember to subscribe to the channel and visit thenerdstash.com for everything about gaming.
Da ist noch ein Schütze!